What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 79th episode of the Hot Takes podcast. We're getting close. We're getting close to that big 100 number. I am here with a very special guest, and we have a very special episode for you guys, as always. Today, I'm with a very good friend of mine, back from the college days, Will Wilson. Thank you for being here, my man.
Hey.
You have been on the pod once before with me, Luke, and Lupo as well for, I forgot... Actually, no. I think we were talking about some big Marvel lineup schedule that got released or something like that, like when Phase 3 released their whole lineup.
I think it was mostly about Star Wars stuff. Hence why I had nothing. Nothing to say.
No, you want to know what it was? It was D23. So, yeah, they released a lot of Star Wars stuff, but it had its Marvel stuff in there, too. I think that's when they first announced Shang-Chi and everything. But we're not here to talk about that today. We have a topic that we're going to talk about, which is the top 5 trios of all time. Interesting fact about this topic. It's a topic we've actually done before. We've done the top 10 trios of all time on the podcast. I'm talking the early days of the pod. And I never released it. I actually deleted it.
Wow.
So really, this should be the 80th episode, but it's not.
Unreleased content.
Unreleased content. Unfortunately, I can never release it because I deleted it. The reason I deleted it was because I think I was so focused on releasing reviews on news that comes out right when the news breaks. Mm-hmm. And it's already been like a week since certain things were talked about. And I was like, what's the point of releasing this? So I just didn't. But that's a little fun fact of the day. We've done this topic before, but now it's finally coming to light. This time not with Luke, but with my good boy, good friend. Why did I say good boy?
I'm both.
My good friend, Will Wilson. But before we get to our main topic, we got a couple things to talk about as far as news roundup. Number one is the new Suicide Squad trailer that came out a couple days ago. You literally just watched it. I watched it before you got here to refresh our memories on it. I'll just start off by saying I thought it was incredible. I think it's the best trailer we saw from this movie so far.
Yeah.
The music is incredible in it. And, I would even say it's just as good as the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer from the original Suicide Squad movie. I think it fits very well with this. Except no Jared Leto Joker, which just makes it 10 times better. No, it looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, King Shark, I adore. I love King Shark.
Bird.
Yeah, Bird, right.
Bird up.
Bird up, right. A gripe that I have with it, though, is with Bloodsport, Idris Elba's character. It seems like they're going the same route with him as they did with Deadshot, with the whole daughter connection to it, So, like, that... I don't know if it's going to be stale for the movie since we already seen it. And who knows if that's a main focus of the movie? Like, we haven't seen it yet.
It seems like it's...
It definitely seems like it.
That's the point, and everybody else is going to be side character that might get a little more, but that's the backstory driving force
100%
behind it all.
Like, Idris Elba definitely seems like the main character in this. Yeah. Speaking of, Harley Quinn, I bet you she doesn't have that big of a role in this movie.
I think she comes in midway through or like quarter of the way in.
It's probably something like that.
There's that rescue scene.
Yes, from
that
the trailer
was already
before.
In that city.
Yes, right. When she's wearing the red dress and everything. Yeah, right. So I think it's a good thing that the focus isn't going to really be on her this time around. I mean, they already gave her own movie. She was a big part of the first Suicide Squad movie. So I don't mind that. I do love Margot Robbie's rendition of the character. But I think it's an interesting take all around. James Gunn, man. I love anything he does. Literally anything.
They're doing good with the trailer. I mean, you kind of know what's going to happen because they already showed the giant starfish.
Yeah, right.
You kind of like know where it's going, but you haven't, like, the fun of it is how it's leading there with all the hijinks and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you don't know, like, what's going to be what. You see that you threatened my daughter.
Yeah.
But you don't know how anything else is going to get there.
Exactly. And I think the big thing that they're trying to keep hidden is who actually is going to die. I think those are going to be the real shocks. I have some bets too. Like Pete Davidson, done. He's done. I mean, you barely see him in the trailer, first off. I don't like Pete Davidson that much. I'll be straight up honest with you. His King of Staten Island movie was.
I thought it was okay.
It was pretty good. I actually did like that movie, but otherwise, I hate him on SNL. I just
SNL kind of like sucks now, more or less.
SNL sucks heavy now.
Yeah,
it's not good. And Pete Davidson doesn't make it better. It actually might make it worse sometimes. But he's definitely dying. In this trailer,
Nathan
though.
Fillion. Dead.
Nathan Fillion dead 110%.
Do you know what his character is?
No.
I don't know the actual name of it because I watched it in a random video on YouTube. But basically, you can detach his like limbs.
Oh, they did show that in a previous trailer.
I don't know if he actually did it or not, but
he
that's
did.
Who he is.
He went like this, and all his limbs detached from himself. You don't remember? It was a real quick little scene. Yeah, a real quick little scene in a previous trailer. But they showed off his moves.
That's his power. So he's definitely going to die.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, they have such a big cast of characters that you got to expect, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them to kick the bucket, kick the can.
Will they kill the weasel because that's a CGI budget? Will they kill him? Or will they make their money's worth and keep him?
It's a good question. I think the weasel's going to die. I do think the weasel's going to die. I don't think King Shark is going to die.
No.
I think he's going to be a fan favorite of the movie. He already is a fan favorite from the very first trailer,
Did Killer Croc die in the first one?
No, he didn't.
He's just not there anymore.
He's just not there. Okay. There's a couple of them that survived that aren't there anymore. I mean, Captain Boomerang returns, Harley Quinn returns, Rick Flag returns, and obviously Amanda Waller, even though I guess she's a part of the team. And then, so Killer Croc isn't in it. Katana isn't in it.
Enchantress isn't in it.
Enchantress isn't in it, which at
the
end of the first movie
the whole time.
Yeah, right. But at the end of the first movie, did her powers get taken away? She didn't die, did she? I don't even remember.
They stabbed the heart thing. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while.
What a bullshit movie anyway. Not even worth remembering.
Pretty much, yeah.
But no. I would, if I were to bet, I would say 5 or 6 people dying easily. Mm-hmm. Pete Davidson, Weasel, Nathan Fillion's character, John Cena's definitely not dying. He's playing Peacemaker.
Yeah, I still don't know the whole story of it, but it seems hilarious. Whatever it is, just gung ho America ridiculousness.
Yeah, which they're making they're making a spin-off series for Peacemaker on HBO Max.
Okay,
with John Cena.
Definitely not dying.
Or it could be a prequel series. You never know. But I truthfully don't think he's dying.
You don't spend John Cena money to kill John Cena.
Facts. And the thing about John Cena, I don't even like him that much as an actor. I think his acting chops have gotten better and better as he's gone through each movie, but I'm still not the biggest fan of him. This movie might change my mind 100%.
He's got to lean into the funny action like The Rock kind of did.
Yes, 100%. But don't be exactly like The Rock. Yeah. Don't follow that same formula. You obviously want to be a unique player in the game and everything like that. Be different. A good way to end this movie, I think, would be Bloodsport dying, actually.
And then the next movie, they're threatening a kid again, right?
Yeah, again. Right, exactly. Reuse the same formula, kind of like the Hangover sort of deal. But yeah, I thought the trailer was very, very good. It was very action-filled. It was funny. They already released like 3 trailers for this.
Yeah, this was the third one.
This is the third one. I'm very curious to know if they're going to release another one before its release date, because
when is that?
Its release date is in August. I think there's a potential of another small one, but otherwise not like a full trailer like we've been seeing.
Is there anything that would get like a TV spot? Like the little quick chop thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, like a TV spot for the Suicide Squad.
Is there anything coming up that might get that? I feel like that's usually what they do right before something gets released.
It definitely will have that. It's definitely going to have that, but it's obviously not going to be the rated R versions of them, which is what we all want to see. But, yeah, I thought it was very good. If you had any other... What the fuck? Okay, and we are back. Sorry for the technical difficulties there.
Everything's fine.
Everything is all good. We're not falling apart here. All right, so I lost my train of thought of that, but I think that's all I really had to say about the Suicide Squad trailer. We were closing on that. So very good. Very excited for the movie. This trailer definitely amped me up even more for it. And next thing we're going to talk about, we just talked about something DC. We're now going to talk something Marvel. And that is Loki, the show that's out on Disney Plus right now. The first 3 episodes. Halfway through it. We're both caught up with it. So
crazy that 3 is halfway.
3 is halfway. It's so funny because I did a review for the first episode like 2 podcasts ago, and I'm like thinking like, holy shit! Like we're already talking about a mid-season like review now already for it. It's insane. I really don't like the fact that both Cap and spoilers, Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki are only 6 episodes. I just don't like it. I think they could be so much longer. But besides the fact, we're halfway through it now. We got 3 episodes left to go. I think the show so far is pretty good. If I was to rank them right now, it would go WandaVision number 1, and that's like a high number 1. Like I don't think any of the other 2 shows even compare yet to WandaVision. Second one would be Loki, and third would be Falcon and Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier yet, Sam Wilson becomes Captain America. So I'm just going to say Cap and Winter Soldier. So yeah, that's how I would rate him right now. Loki is very interesting. I love the whole TVA aspect. It's something totally different that I have no idea about, like a lot of people, this is such a deep cut from the comics, the TVA, that a lot of people that read comics, not regularly, but like, read them once in a while, they don't even know what the TVA is, and they're learning with us right now. So it's very interesting. This past 3rd episode, we do learn some things about the TVA, as far as all the workers there are variants, which I thought was a very interesting tidbit. It makes me think that Owen Wilson was jet skiing at some point in his life, and I really like this Sylvie character, Lady Loki. I really like her. I think,
and we still don't know much about it.
We don't. It
was like small conversations,
which makes me think. Like, do you think she was only saying all the workers are variants just to fuck with Loki's mind? She could be. She very well could be. She's a Loki, Like, she very well could be doing that. Is she right? Another big question is, like, where did she come from? Is this a multiverse thing? Like, I would assume it is.
I think her doing the whole thing we saw, the branching timelines and stuff.
Yeah.
Is how the multiverse starts.
Yes, 100%.
They were saying it was the one continuous thing, always kept in check. That's why, and they're gonna that's why they never did all the things in the first place for the build-up, and that will be the start. I feel like the shows, like you were saying, it's like only 6 episodes. I feel like their plan obviously did not account for COVID. Mm-hmm. It was to have the little fill-in bits that 6 episodes would be fine. You'd be like, we just had a movie.
Yes, right.
And the movie's lacking, so you're just like, it's 6 episodes. You're like starving for it.
That's a really good point to make.
If the movies were there, you'd be like, that was great. It was a great little in-between, and now the movie's already out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I don't even remember how the original schedule was supposed to go, but I believe it was the way you were saying, where it would be a movie, then TV show sort of deal, And, also, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to release first before WandaVision. Yep. Like, WandaVision was supposed to be the second show to come out. So that's a great point to bring up. I think you're right. That's probably why they did the whole 6-episode thing as of right now. Who knows if, like, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, if they're all going to be 6 episodes. I mean, those are... Besides Hawkeye, those are introductions to brand new characters, so they might be longer just to add foundation. They are setting up Young Avengers, 100%. So. I mean, even the Hawkeye show, he's training Kate Bishop. Yep. So like it's all preparing for this brand new team up for sure. But yeah, like this Loki show, man, it's so interesting, but it's also so confusing to me. It is very confusing. It's like so much information that they're kind of like shoving at you, but like they're trying to do it the best way possible. And I'm not saying they're doing a bad job doing it. It's just still too much like information to process of like how the TVA works. And like maybe we're not really supposed to know how it works yet either. Maybe there definitely is more surprises still to come for it. I will give a quick theory that Kang the Conqueror is one of the timekeepers. And I saw Marquez. He sent me a TikTok today about the Loki show. He's like, so where is the TVA, right? Where is it? It could be
another unknown.
It could be in the
Quantum realm.
Quantum realm. Could be in the quantum realm. It's probably how they're time traveling. The Ant-Man movie that's coming out soon is called Quantum Mania,
and
Kang is gonna be in that movie. So Loki could very well be setting up Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. Subtly, you know what I mean?
I think that's why WandaVision got the rewrites and more episodes. It's because that was supposed to set up like a lot in between movies.
Yeah.
That's why it got rewrites, because they had to at least make it fit with whatever they were trying to do. And it had a lot more of, this is where one of the big people are going.
Right.
I mean, Captain Winter Soldier, like, it was just, this is him being Cap. This is what he was doing. That's a lot simpler than saying, like, dimensions, she's actually a witch. You never understood it.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Do you think Loki's going to show up in Multiverse of Madness?
I don't know. I don't think so. I watched a thing that kind of makes sense, but I don't think they would do it. You know, at the end of the third episode where he just looks at a skyscraper and it goes back up?
Yeah, what was that?
People were saying it's like he has... You remember he was like looking at the Infinity Stones and he grabbed a time stone?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like what the time stone does.
That is true.
And like, and what point is he able to just like, let's go reverse this whole building? That was never in his repertoire of things that he can do.
How was he able to do that? That is crazy. I'm glad you brought that up, because I saw that scene and I was like, whoa. But at the same time, I was like, I never remembered him doing that ever before.
Also, he seems really like, I mean, it might just be his character, but he seems like really calm
Loki.
About being trapped somewhere. It's like he's not just like, we gotta get out of here, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, right.
It just seems like, tell me your story. We're gonna take this train. What's up?
Yo, you are right about that. You're definitely right. Because as of right now, they're fucked.
Yeah, if he thought he was truly screwed, he would be doing more than drinking and singing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Speaking of the drinking and singing part, when he smashes another from the original Thor movie, that's a great callback right there. Okay, yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. The point you're bringing up, maybe Loki does have a little plan going on. Maybe he already has a way out. Maybe. So he was able to make fireworks just come out of his hands, right? When they get kicked off the train, he shows Sylvie the broken thing.
Also, yeah, I was thinking that too.
What if that's just a fake?
Maybe he's just fucking around trying to play it all. He's like, I'm the actual.
See,
because he was the one from the sacred timeline, so he would be the most Loki ever.
Exactly.
Ending of him just being like, oh no, I've been knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, right. And if they start revealing stuff like that in the show, that'll probably top it off for me as the best Marvel show. Like, really seeing Loki.
WandaVision would still probably win if they didn't do the rewrites. I feel like whatever they had planned originally was probably perfect.
You know,
cutting things or like cutting corners, like you could tell some things where like something's missing here.
Yeah,
I think they had to just dodge around stuff.
I really never noticed anything like that, nor did I know that there was a lot of like rewrites. There wasn't a lot,
but I feel like they had to change it. I think Doctor Strange was supposed to be in it.
Oh yes, I did read that. I did read that.
That's pretty big.
That's huge. That's huge. Yeah.
So I feel like they had to like. I mean, it's still good, but I feel like they had to not do exactly what they wanted, which is rare for them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I did hear about the Doctor Strange thing with WandaVision, which would have been sick.
Yep.
But I think I heard a reason that they didn't do that was also to not take away from Wanda's character.
Also fair.
You know, which, you know, just to get off Loki a little bit, Wanda was fantastic in it. Like, and Vision. Like, you know, Vision's dead, and like I was almost happy that he died in Infinity War. I thought he was one of the most boring characters.
But not dead, kind of.
But not that kind of, right? And now I wish like the original version was still here, you know, because of WandaVision. I feel like it's going to be the same case with Loki. I wish I'm going to be like, wow, Loki is... I'm remembering why Loki is such a great character. Fuck, it sucks that he died in the Sacred Timeline. And it sucks that he's probably going to be stuck maybe working at the TVA at the end. Who knows? I'm just softballing it in the air.
Time cop Loki.
Exactly, which would still be a sick concept. Yeah. I also heard that there might be a second season of the show.
I think they already renewed it, no?
Yeah, I thought I heard that a while ago. Before like WandaVision even came out, I heard there was like plans to do a season 2 for Loki, which I thought was interesting. I was like, all right.
They're letting Tom Hiddleston like act.
Yes.
Like show emotion. Like the first episode, he was like crying and like,
which was fantastic.
It was all just his acting that was giving that away, and they didn't always let him do that.
Yeah.
As the villain, they kind of want him to be the villain and be like, oh, I'm kind of sad. Stab Thor. Like.
Yeah. Right.
Now they're letting him act and like flesh out more and more instead of over movie little bits.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's the point of all these shows, taking these not minor characters but side characters and really flesh them out, you know.
Yeah. And
Loki was in plenty of movies, don't get me wrong, but like you said, we didn't really see that much emotion from him and whatnot. He had a certain role to play and everything. I thought that scene was so powerful. I thought the whole scene of Mobius trying to break down Loki was just so powerful. It was like a therapy session, you know, and like just trying to break him down until he finally does break, and he's like, yeah, like the power. No, it's all an illusion for someone who doesn't have as much power than other people think he has, sort of deal, you know. The part when he was crying because he sees him. Well, first he seemed very angry when he saw himself die from Thanos, but he was sad when he saw his mom die.
And he was like,
when he saw his dad, right? When he saw his dad die, and even when Thor was saying, "I thought the world of you, brother," and everything like that. Very powerful shit. And Sylvie, I think next episode we're gonna get some backstory from her.
I have a feeling it's either they're just playing with people or she's not a full Loki or something, because I feel like he was doing the song and drinking, because I think he's playing her, like I said, and he was singing the song and staring right at her, and she showed no emotion, so he might be like, maybe you're not me.
I've been reading up some stuff that she might be,
or they're either mixing characters or
mixing characters. Do you know which two? Enchantress and Lady Loki.
I don't know anything about the Marvel one, but
me neither. I mean, I didn't know anything about DC Enchantress until Suicide Squad came out.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I heard it was like a mix between those two characters. What I will say about her powers, I do like her powers. I like how she explained how she uses the power. I wish she had another power. I mean, she has a great combat ability too. We saw that in this past episode. Amazing combat ability. But I want to see her magically get some knives or something like that. Kind of like Loki.
Instead of that's the thing. Like she's doing nothing similar. The only thing that you saw that was really similar was like maybe a hair flip that he does like 7 times in the third episode.
Yeah, right.
And like that face, and it wasn't even her making the face; it was her through someone else that made the same like smile head turn thing that Loki always does.
Yes,
those are like the only real similarities of how they're acting that you really see.
They do the same move. So all right, let's talk about this real quick. The whole one-shot scene at the end. What did you think about that, first off, overall? How do you think it was executed? Filmed?
I think it was good.
Choreographed and everything like that?
It was good. I mean, it was a lot of, like, it kind of, like, just went in circles. Like, oh, new place, kick everyone's butt. Next one, camera motion. Everyone fights. Big turn. Same thing again. Same thing again. And then moving building, still questionable. But no,
right, exactly. I thought the one shot was executed phenomenally. I watched it with my mom last night. First off, she's been falling asleep during every episode. So like after the episode ends, I'm like, what you think of that? And she's sleeping. She's sleeping too during it? Yeah?
No,
calling you out?
No, but she falls asleep during shows a lot.
So she fell asleep during it. I'm like, you fell asleep again. I woke her up.
That's where the budget went.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm like, all right, we're rewinding it, rewatching it. And she was like, I thought that wasn't that good. I'm like, well, why didn't you think it was that good? It looked too fake, she said. I'm like, all right, first off, I didn't personally think it looked too fake at all. And they are putting it's clear as day they're putting a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
Especially that whole sequence alone.
I feel like that happens with long one takes. It kind of brings like you kind of like it get pulled out of it. Like you see all the CGI in the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
They're not long takes
Right.
always. Like cuttings that make it not seem like CGI. They did a good long take, which is great for action scenes, but it kind of brings you into a reality. Like
yes,
your eyes kind of go like, and then you're noticing things.
Yes, 100%. But with that being said, though, I still thought it was executed very well, and the music that played at the end of it too, when their escape ship or whatever it was blew up,
and she just turns around.
Yeah, right. You know, when that moon or whatever it was broke apart, right? It reminded me of Thanos
throwing the moon
at Iron Man. Like, it immediately reminded me of that. But yeah, I thought that ending was fantastic. The train scene was great, I thought.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, some Snowpiercer. The show?
I like the show.
Is the show good? Yeah?
Yes. Right. Me and Jess binged the whole thing.
How many seasons?
2 or 3? Three
seasons of it? Is it on Netflix or something like that?
Amazon?
Okay.
I think I had to buy the 3rd season for something because it wasn't out yet on something, but it was good.
Okay. I'll have to check it out for sure. But the train vibes, definitely for Snowpiercer for sure. I want to see Loki back in his regular costume.
We're going to see that, it's like Apocalypse. We still have to see him in the apocalyptic New York. That was in the trailers.
The apocalyptic New York?
There's a scene in the trailer where New York's like destroyed. You see the Avengers Towers in the way back destroyed, and he's just like in a big kind of like cavern, like hole. He's in the white shirt and the suit, and he's just standing there. No explanation from that.
Yeah.
There's him with the smaller crown with the vote for Loki thing that we still haven't seen.
Yeah, that's right.
You see in the trailers, he's going through some big glowy door. No idea what that is.
Right.
And he's a sword.
Mm-hmm.
There's all that we have no idea what any of it is.
And we got 3 episodes left.
Yeah,
So I think these next 3 episodes are going to be pretty damn action packed for sure to close it up. But yeah, dude, I think the show's great so far. I will say, first 2 episodes were a little slow for me. But it had its reasons for being slow. All the explanation, all the reasons of why things are happening. Did you peep the moment where he's looking at the file of Ragnarok, and it said, apocalyptic, everything like that, and it said who it was caused by? Did you see the name of what it said it was caused by?
No.
It said the Revengers. Does that right?
Yeah, that's where the Revengers.
Yeah, right. I love that. I noticed that right away. And do you know the Real Rejects on YouTube?
I've heard it, but I can't put it to my mind
they're reaction people and whatnot. They didn't even catch that, and I was like, wow, I caught something that they didn't. That's freaking sweet.
10 points for Frank.
I gave myself props for that one. But yeah, show's great overall so far. Can't wait to see more.
So I think it's only going to get better.
Oh yeah, I mean, it only has been getting better too.
And then we have Black Widow. That's the next thing.
Black Widow's out July 9th.
Okay, so that's not too long to wait.
No.
At all.
A Shang-Chi trailer is actually premiering tonight during the NBA finals.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's something there. And that's the next movie in line. Then you got Eternals and then Spider-Man
Shang-Chi's
No Way
a movie?
Home.
I thought it was a show.
No, it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. You saw the first trailer for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you think of that?
I didn't know anything about it.
I don't know either. But it still looks good.
There's like no references that I understood, so it just looked kind of like a kung fu magic movie to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Looked good, but it wasn't any of my like Marvel dopamine flowing.
Right. Eternals, I even have less of an idea about.
Yeah. When's that?
That's November, I think. So I think Shang-Chi's like September or something like that, and then you got Eternals in November, and then Spider-Man in December. I was thinking today, I was like, we're already getting a second Shang-Chi trailer, and we don't have our first Spider-Man trailer yet. Like, what's going on?
They're doing it on purpose. They have to.
They have to. You know how many people are dying for this trailer? How much speculation and rumors of when this thing's going to get released?
I don't look at anything because I don't want any hopes.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, this is in it. We know this for sure. And it's like, no, you don't.
The most recent one I remember, it was like Tom Holland's birthday, like maybe a month ago. I was like, oh, it's Tom Holland's birthday. They released the Shang-Chi trailer on that actor's birthday. They're going to release the Spider-Man trailer on Tom Holland's birthday.
Follow the threads.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. It didn't. So that's where my hype ends when I see things like that.
Once they're back on schedule with what they want to do, exactly what they want to do, which is what they've been able to do the whole time, why it all worked out so perfectly.
Yeah.
Once they're able to do that, it's going to be like a renaissance of it again. It's going to be the Avengers build-up type stuff again, but with shows and multiverse of we can do literally anything now. So
yeah, 100%. We're going to see some big changes, I think, in this phase. For sure. Like, they got to reinvent themselves, in a sense. You know, they gone through 3 phases for a whole saga. And now this phase might be a middleman for the next, like, this phase might be the bridge for the next saga that they're trying to do. I think that's what it is. Just introduce, you know, these new characters. We got Fantastic Four, Shang-Chi, the Eternals. Feel like I'm missing someone else. I mean, you got these
X-Men,
shows.
Whenever they do that.
X-Men, but that's not going to be Phase 4, though. They did say Fantastic Four is going to be the last movie of Phase 4. So, not in this phase we're going to see X-Men, but probably in the future. Maybe the next saga we see, or at least the next Avengers movie, is going to be Avengers versus X-Men, which is a comic book storyline, too, almost.
They're
pretty
doing
sure.
Secret Invasion, I think.
Well,
Probably first. No, they're
Secret
setting
Invasion
all that
is
up.
a show.
That's a show.
It's a show that's coming out, Secret Invasion, with Nick Fury. Daenerys got casted in it. I'm trying to think who got casted. Oh, and you know, Talos, the good Skrull from Captain Marvel, he's going to be in it as well. So that's going to be a show. And who knows if that's going to lead up into something bigger, you know?
I thought that was going to be the next, like, event because they had all the Skrulls hiding certain things.
I think it would have been a cool idea.
WandaVision.
Yeah, right.
Like, I feel like that's where their big move that they're going with next. Or bigger move. And then multiverse, but that's like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's multiverse, and that's going to be the whole, everybody's a Skrull, and also there's 20,000 versions of you.
Right. How do you think it's going to end? Like, literally, what? MCU. How do you think it's going to end? Galactus eating Earth?
Like, end and they don't make movies after it anymore?
Yeah, like, because they're not going to...
When they stop making absurd amounts of money, it will probably lose quality, and we'll all be disappointed.
Well, I don't
think it's going to end perfectly, because why would they ever end it perfectly? The comics never ended.
Yeah,
and when they started falling off, what'd they do?
Reboot it.
Just restart. Run
true.
it back with slight differences.
I really hope...
They can't do that with the actors. It would have to be new actors, so they can do that, but...
Yeah, I mean, they could always...
There's comics they can always reboot and just kind of bring people back to life if they really want.
Yeah.
Movies is going to be a little harder instead of like, Iron Man's back.
Right.
Because that's what people be like, we haven't committed to this whole universe in movies now. You can't just revive people.
Yeah, true.
Comics can keep going on forever. The show's going to...
I think
shows and movies aren't going to be able to keep it up forever.
Right.
But it's going to be an absurd amount of time. It already is an absurd amount of time.
Oh, yeah. I still see it going on for another 10 years, to be honest with you.
Well, he probably...
Maybe even more.
Josh Whedon probably has this shit planned till after he dies.
Yeah. No, not Josh Whedon.
What did I say?
You said Josh Whedon. Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, yeah.
I don't know why I said... Yeah.
Yeah.
He's George R.R. Martining. He probably's like, I told 3 people. If I die, this is what happens with the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, right. It's in his will or something like that. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Before we get into our main topic, I should have texted you this too. Did you watch the season premiere for Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that. I think this was one of the best episodes I've seen in a while, bro.
It was hilarious.
I thought it was so funny. The great thing is, I wasn't even excited for the season.
Me either.
There was 2 trailers that came out, did not find funny whatsoever. I'm like, oh man, what is this?
Oh no.
Yeah, like, oh no, right. Like, the jokes that were in the trailer didn't land for me. Bro, this episode shocked the hell out of me.
He controls the police.
He controls the police. Yeah, he's like, fight. Now fuck. Like, do it. Now flee. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought it was so good. And I love Morty's little arc in this episode too, with those dog people. I thought it was fantastic. Oh, they were cows?
They were cows.
No, they weren't.
Called them Hoovy.
Really?
They're cows. I'm like mostly sure. He called them Hoovy.
Okay, true.
Cows have hooves, not dogs. They looked like, I thought they were dogs, but then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it. But yeah.
It's an alien people thing.
Yeah, it's an alien race, whatever.
It was like 14. It was like a breakdown. I came up with all 14 generations of the micro universe thing. I was like, there's 14 generations in that episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they did go through a lot. I love how time passed each time when they went through the portal and everything like that. Which is weird. That's an interesting thing. Why didn't they just use his regular portal gun? Rick's regular portal gun instead of that
wine.
Oh, right. He was aging
and then it was just Morty going back and forth.
That's right. Dude, I thought this episode was so funny. I was so happy. I enjoyed it.
It was great.
I'm really excited for the second episode. But now that my excitement level's high now, we'll actually see how it goes with the second episode, you know? I obviously have high hopes and everything like that. But so far, the season is off to a good start. Do you have Twitter?
Yeah.
Did you see what Wendy's did to their account?
Yeah, they made like a Morty's.
They made it Morty's. Yeah, I thought that was great too. Fantastic. And where did you watch the first episode on?
I mean, I have the Adult Swim thing, and I was going to watch it on that, but it wasn't on Adult Swim the night it came out.
Yeah.
And I was at work. And the next day, I was just like looking at YouTube, and it was like, Rick and Morty, first episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
That's right. Yeah. That's where I watched it too. I was like, oh, that's nice.
It's on YouTube. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be talking about it tonight, probably because I wouldn't have watched it until maybe this weekend. You know what I mean? So like when I saw it on YouTube, I was like, yep, watching it right now. Yep. It's there. You know, I don't know how long they're going to keep it up here, but it's there.
They didn't say anything. It's going to be on YouTube. The whole thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, they definitely did that just for promotion wise for the new season. You know. But, yeah, what a great episode to start off with. And then it was great, like, Rick and... do you remember the guy's name? The Aquaman guy?
He's Mr. Nimbus.
Yeah, and
He controls the police.
Yeah. Mr. Nimbus and Rick, they finally have peace with each other, and then fucking Summer comes with the shell. He's like, you son of a bitch.
It's like, what do I do with it?
Yeah. You don't blow on it. Yeah. He gets jacked. It was fantastic, but I just wanted to bring that up there for that. All right. We are going to move on to our main topic of the night, which is the top 5 trios of all time. We usually start with some honorable mentions if we have honorable mentions. Our friend Will here wasn't as prepared as we thought he was, so he doesn't have any honorable mentions. Just kidding, Will. But
I'll add one.
Okay, all right. And then we obviously have our main top 5 list. So I'll go with my honorable mentions. I will just run through them because if you have them on your top 5, I'll let you do more of the talking for them. You know. So number 1 I have is the Powerpuff Girls. Watched them as a kid. Thought it was fantastic.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, Mojo Jojo, classic villain. Love the name. I love the mayor and his really tall, assumably sexy assistant or whatever the case may be. And I'll just go out and say that they're making this live-action CW Powerpuff Girls show and they're grown up and they regret being superheroes when they were younger and they're really depressed. And I think it's the most stupid idea that CW has ever thought of.
Is Titans CW?
No.
What's Titans?
Titans was DC Universe, but now it's an HBO Max thing.
Oh. They're just getting depressing with the stuff.
Well, DC's dark, so I understand why they made it dark like
stuff,
that.
It's like, oh, Teen Titans, and now it's like, we're all depressed.
Yeah.
We're all screwed up.
Oh, right.
Now they're doing it to Powerpuff Girls. Wait till the depressed SpongeBob
But
comes out.
why Powerpuff Girls? Why are you going to do that to the Powerpuff Girls? Like, oh my God, I hate my father for making me a superhero. Like, what the fuck?
My name's fucking Buttercup, bro.
My name's How are you going to be named Buttercup?
How am I going to get a job named Buttercup?
Yeah, it could be.
It's a monkey with a brain tank on his head. How is this going to be live action?
Yeah, facts. I don't know. But I think it's the stupidest idea.
The gender fluid crab person that you don't know if it's a man or a woman?
Yeah,
How is that going to be live action?
Right. Yeah, I no idea.
You like that political correctness? What's up?
I did like it. I was going to bring that up, too, about the Loki thing as well.
He's gender fluid.
Yeah, the whole gender fluid. It's in his file. It's in his file at the TVA and everything like that. You want to know what? I really like that because that is his character in the comics.
Yeah,
he's all shapes and forms. He's all sorts of things, you know?
Thor's story. He turned into a snake because I really like snakes.
Yeah.
He's like, it's me, and then stabbed me.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. Dope. CW, please do not continue with this Powerpuff Girl bullshit. Next one I got for honorable mentions, Alvin and the Chipmunks. They released some bangers. That's all you really got to say about them. The Three Musketeers. Be honest with you, don't know anything about them. Never read any of their stories, never watched any of their movies. If they had TV shows, never watched any of their TV shows. I just know the name, and I know it's been around for a while, so I had to add them to my honorable mentions there. And my last honorable mention is Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Rice Krispies.
Yes, Rice Krispies.
Can't not say it at the end.
Yes, right. True. I should have said it. Damn it. Banging cereal. That's all I got to say with that. Cocoa Krispies, regular Rice Krispies. I think there's Rice Krispies with marshmallows out nowadays. It's fantastic. Beautiful job, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Loved it as a kid. All right. You got an honorable mention?
I have one.
All right. I want to hear it.
You, Me, and Lupo in college.
I love it. That should be a show on its own.
As it is.
The tales of the dorm squad. Yeah, the hijinks of it all. Yes. I love it. Okay.
Just pulling pranks on everyone else we lived with.
Yes. Alrighty. We're going to move on to the main top 5. So how we usually do it is I'll go first, then you go with I'll go with my number 5, you go with your number 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and so on. My number 5 is Tina, Jean, and Luis. I'm testing you right now. Do you know what show that's from? Cartoon show?
Is that Bob's Burgers?
It is Bob's Burgers, yes. Now, I chose these 3 not necessarily because they are funny, they stand out more together, but because each 3 of those characters are so funny in their own way that you just group them together because they are 3 siblings. You could group them together. They're a hilarious bunch. I think they're the best parts of Bob's Burgers, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that.
Especially the crazy Tina. Yeah, Tina's hilarious. I mean, they're all hilarious. I can't even put one above the other, to be honest with you. They're all great. That show is great, although I haven't watched it in quite a while. But I would like to get back to it. I would say it's on Hulu or something like that. I would probably check it out on.
Was it on? I think it was on Netflix. Maybe
it might be on Netflix. Yeah, but Netflix be
Netflix
taking off those shows, and it's all about all their stuff now and everything like that, you know. But yeah, that's my number 5 there. I originally hated Bob's Burgers at first, and I think I started watching a couple episodes of it, and I'm like, wow, okay, this isn't too bad. I could fuck with this.
It's just silly humor.
Oh, insanely silly humor.
Silly dry humor.
Yeah, and that's a show that's like an adult show, but it doesn't really need to be an adult show.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like flip-flopping in the middle there, I feel like. But yeah, that's my number 5. We can move on to your number 5.
Just had to shift my list around for you, Frank.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot to say, but high point of our childhood is the like crackhead cartoons that we all had that you had to be on drugs to make.
Yes.
Number 5, Billy, Grim, and Mandy.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That show got dark. I can't think of any anecdotes about it, but that show got dark.
It definitely got dark at times, but that was one of my all-time favorite shows.
It used to scare me
when I was younger. You want to know what show used to scare me sometimes?
One.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy didn't scare me that much. I mean, Grim was a whiny, baby most of the time. Yeah, basically. You got Billy.
Mandy was evil.
Yeah, Mandy was the evil one for sure. But I love that show. I'll always remember I'd watch that when I was a kid, and my dad used to love Mandy just because of how like evil she was and like just so straight to the point and everything like that. Yeah, fantastic show. That's a show I need to start watching, rewatching
I feel like
episodes
I would appreciate it a whole lot more now that we're older.
Yeah, definitely. Because the great thing about those Cartoon Network shows, and even like SpongeBob back in the day, that there are those adult humor things they slide in there that you didn't catch as a kid, obviously. And like you watch it nowadays, and you still appreciate it for the jokes that you haven't caught yet. You know what I mean? Billy and Mandy definitely has to have stuff 100%. Like that in there.
No one probably does that I don't know, but it just came to me. Codename Kids Next Door probably has a lot of adult jokes in it.
Probably. I'll tell you what, though, I was never really a big fan of Codename Kids Next Door.
I loved that for no reason when I was young.
Yeah.
I wanted a treehouse. Okay.
I mean, that part was sick. Yeah, that part was sick. But yeah, I don't know what it was about that show that I just didn't like that much. But yeah.
We had quality cartoons.
We had quality cartoons. Nothing compared to whatever's out right now on Cartoon Network. I mean, all they're doing is rebooting stuff now. You look at Paramount Plus, and they rebooted Rugrats. It's like this new animated form.
That looks terrifying.
It looks terrifying. Yeah, it does look terrifying. Patrick Star is getting his own show now, The Patrick Star Show. There's a SpongeBob spinoff called Camp Coral when they're all younger. That's on Paramount Plus. Like, no more original ideas,
stop trying
man.
To cash in, man.
Yeah, facts. Big facts. The sad thing about the SpongeBob situation is that the creator died recently, and one of his main things was this show's not going to have any sort of sequel. There's not going to be any sort of spinoffs to this. And literally,
as soon as
he passes, they greenlit a whole bunch of stuff.
SpongeBob ended for me after the first movie, the Goofy Goober movie. That was the end.
That was a fantastic
that is where
movie.
Everything after that, I will just, it's there, but that was fantastic. They had David Hasselhoff in the movie, for Christ's sake.
Right. You can't go wrong with that. It's a very valid point. I'll agree with you on that. I think pre-movie SpongeBob was its peak, for sure. And then the movie was fantastic. Sure, there was definitely a couple gems out there after the movie, but I'll agree with you on that for sure. Okay. My number 4 is The Three Stooges. Now, The Three Stooges, I would crack up from The Three Stooges when I was younger as well. It was one of those rare, very old shows that I thoroughly enjoyed watching when I was younger. Some of it was even in black and white still. That's how I remember it. Yeah, I mean, some of it is in color, but majority of it is in black and white. Harry, Curly, and Mo. Fantastic. They even added, they would like substitute in different people sometimes in some of the episodes.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? Let me look that up because there's a couple other names in there. How would I even type this? The Three Stooges replacements, maybe? Replacements. Oh, this is telling me some depressing shit about how these guys died. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Good vibes. But yeah, I forgot the names of them. But from time to time, I guess if one of the Stooges couldn't be there for filming that day or whatever, there would be another cousin or something that's in their family and everything that would join in with them.
I thought you meant it was different people playing the same person.
Oh, no. It would be a totally different character with them. Yeah. Dude, I thoroughly enjoyed the Three Stooges so much when I was younger. The sad thing is I don't know if I'd find it as funny now when I watch it, which is kind of stopping me from going back to watch it, you know?
I think it was mostly like slapstick, like kind of humor.
That is all it was.
Bunk noise.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, they made it into a movie not too long ago. Yeah, you didn't know this?
No.
Yeah, the Three Stooges movie with the bald guy from MTV. No, not MTV, Mad TV. He does all the impressions. Not sure.
You lost me.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Damn, I wish I knew. I should have been more
Everybody's just cashing in all the time.
Yeah, definitely. But I saw trailers for that movie, and it was that slapstick comedy and everything. I'm like, this is just something I'm not into anymore.
It didn't age.
Yeah, it didn't age that well. Right. It was good for its time, for sure. That's my number 4 right there. I'll always love the Three Stooges. So we can move on to your number 4.
Mine's also, again, crackhead era cartoons.
Okay.
Of like, you had to be on drugs.
Uh-huh.
Ed, and Eddie.
I like it. Okay.
Chasing after candy, all the weird visuals. What was the goat kid's name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Son of a Shepherd.
Son of a Shepherd, yeah.
What was his name? I forgot. I don't know. I don't remember.
The kid that was best friends with a plank of wood.
Yeah, right.
Getting bullied. Like, it was just the weirdest show ever.
It was. But I loved it, though.
You didn't know what was under that guy's hat. Under D's hat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Double D's hat. Like,
I thought that was his hair the whole time.
Yeah, me too. And they're like, oh, what's on your hat? And he like didn't show them. I'm like, that's a hat?
Yeah, right.
I remember like wanting to know that so badly in my childhood and never knowing.
Yeah, me too. It
was always about Ed was always about money.
Yes. Yeah.
The guy lived on a mattress in his basement, and he always loved like waffles.
And there was always
they got rid of they got rid of the stairs, and they were trapped in the basement.
Oh yes, yeah.
Weirdest show ever. Like, I feel like if you watched it now, you'd be like, kids were allowed to watch this?
Exactly. I feel like that's with a lot of those older shows. Like Grimm, I think Grimm was a little bit newer.
Yeah, that came out. Ed and Eddie was like in the very beginning.
Yeah, very beginning, for sure.
The cul-de-sac.
Yeah, the cul-de-sac, fantastic. So like it like so relatable too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know, it was just childhood fun.
Exactly.
Sleazy Ed, Double D being smart, and dumbass Eddie.
Yeah.
Buttered toast. That's what he always said. Not waffles, buttered toast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It is. Definitely is.
Maybe want to try Jawbreakers. Not as good as the show made them.
Definitely not. And not as big either.
No.
Where it fills up their whole cheek and even bigger. Yeah. Right. I love how that was always the chase for the show.
The show entirely centered around, we need candy.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly. Okay, I will move on to my number 3, which is The Lonely Island.
Ooh. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I love The Lonely Island. When Andy Samberg left SNL, and even after him, after Bill Hader, I believe his name is, left, the show was done for SNL. But when Andy Samberg was on, he had his 2 friends. They have some crazy-ass names. I can't pronounce them. But, you know, they were core friends before Andy joined SNL and everything like that.
They made the songs.
They made all the songs. They became really popular. They started making their own albums and everything like that. And, dude,
jokes. They made music of jokes. And like, they sold it, and it was... it has to be funny for you to make money making music that's funny.
Yes. It was high-quality music production and creative lyrics, and you got a good face at the head of it, Andy Samberg, for it. So they were great. I remember back in high school, that's almost, besides Tenacious D, that's all I'd listen to was Lonely Island. There was a couple songs that...
Frank has his CD player with just My Dick in a Box playing.
Yeah.
That was him and Justin Timberlake, though.
No, but it's still produced by The Lonely Island, though. Yeah, like the writing and everything, the music production, it's all Andy's friends.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. Yes, I'm on a boat. The Jack Sparrow song with Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton. I was gonna say who did they get? Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great one. I'm trying to think of other ones that they did. There was a sequel to Dick in a Box, and it was Motherfuckers. The premise was, it's Mother's Day. What are we gonna do for our moms? Oh, I have an idea. Let's switch and go on dates with their moms and everything like that. It weird concepts, but they made it like insanely funny. They are so creative. They made a movie called Pop Star Never Stopping. Yeah, it is fantastic.
That was very funny.
That movie is so underrated, I feel like. It didn't do well in the box office as well.
I don't think it was gonna.
No, it never. I mean, the title alone was not the best marketing tool.
They marketed it like making fun of Justin Bieber, I think.
That's originally...
That's what they were doing.
That's originally what they want. No, that's what the studio wanted them to do.
And it like basically had nothing to do with that.
It had nothing to do with that. Yeah, it had nothing to do with that. Very underrated movie. I kind of want to watch that tonight. I love that movie. I hope it's still on Netflix or wherever I watched it. But those two friends are the two people that I'm talking about. Yeah. They're great. They haven't made anything new in a while. Which is understandable. You got Andy Samberg doing his Brooklyn Nine-Nine show.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's over now, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it. I remember they canceled it. Right? They canceled it. Fans were outraged, and they brought it back.
Picked it up, I think Hulu picked it up.
No, I think the same studio brought it back because they listened to the fans. But I think you're right, though. I think it is ending very soon if it hasn't ended already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is a wonderful show.
I've still yet to watch. I've heard it's great. I think you're the one
Cancel the podcast right now.
Yeah. I think you're the one that suggested it to me.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, I've heard it is very good. And what's his name is in it, too? From White Chicks.
I know the name, too.
We're doing bad with names today. I'm trying to think of what the guy... You know,
he's from the Old Spice commercials.
Yes.
Too. I know his name.
With the T. Lawrence?
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah,
I know the name, and when I find it, I'm gonna be so mad at myself.
I know. When you say it, I'm gonna be furious as well. But I did hear that show is very good. I definitely need to get on that. Wait, Terry
Crews.
Terry Crews. That's right.
I didn't even get to hit the Google.
Good.
I was typing a horrible Google search of Sergeant Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'm glad we got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lonely Island's my number 3. I think they're great. Yeah.
My number 3. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I know it was a quality part of. I guess it was the 90s. I don't know, the Beastie Boys.
Oh wow! Okay.
That was great, and I went back like a little while ago just to I guess I didn't listen to them for a long time, and I was like, I used to love listening to this, and it's so not weird, but they have their own rhythm thing, and everything's about half the songs are about you're saying we're doing it wrong, we don't care.
Yeah.
Was it No Sleep Till Brooklyn? Forget, but it's a whole production. There's a giant robot fight scene of poor practical effects. Is
that the one with all the actors in it?
I don't know I don't know. I watched it, but I just know that they were so iconic for what they were doing, and then they kind of all just fell off. But everybody knows. Everyone, if you say that, they're like, "Oh yeah, No Sleep Till Brooklyn."
Yeah, right.
I know that.
That's a staple.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
So not that I have a huge fandom of it, but everybody knows that, so they got to be up there.
They were rebels in a sense too. Yeah. You know,
they were one of the few white guys doing rap, and they were like, "Oh, it's corny rap." They're like, "Yeah, but we're selling lots of albums and we're making millions of dollars,
and it's working." So
it's rapping. So
yeah, right, exactly.
We're not doing gangsta shit, but we don't have to.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're gonna do corny shit and make millions of dollars, and be good at rapping because they were rhyming intricately. Had very it all made sense. It wasn't bad rapping. It was just corny, very well written rapping.
They have a great music video. I forgot which song, but they have tons of cameo actors in it. You got Will Ferrell, Jack Black, Amy Poehler, a lot of the Parks and Rec crew, a lot of the Office crew is in there. A lot.
Right to Party, was that it? Because I feel like that had a lot of like people.
Danny McBride. You know what? Let me look it up. Actually, let me see, because that song. If you have you watched it before?
Is that the song? Like I can't even. I put it as number 3, and I don't know enough about it, but I was like, that's got to be there. You can't say that, and people are like, who's that? Unless they're like a Generation Z person.
Okay, yeah, here we go. The music video features many notable film and television. Make some noise.
Okay, yeah.
So you got Rashida Jones from Parks and Rec, Will Arnett, Rainn Wilson, Jason Schwartzman, Amy Poehler, Steve Buscemi.
Damn.
Yeah. Kirsten Dunst, David Cross.
Did they just go to like SNL one night and film a whole video?
I don't know what they did. I think they went to like NBC Studios and
just
was like, "Hey,
people.
yeah, let's just do this."
Not bad.
Yeah, and the music video came out a long time ago, so they were getting like either the up and coming or like already like famous at the time actors and actresses like from Parks and Rec when it was still running, The Office when it was still running, and everything like that. It's a great music video, man. It's fantastic. It's funny. It's great. But that's a great choice. I didn't even think about putting Beastie Boys on there. So at least we both have like.
I went for wild cards.
Well, yeah. You've definitely been pulling some too. You did mention one that I have as my number 1. So I wanted to save some talking about it, but we'll get to that.
If our number 1s are the same, I'll kill you.
No, it's not. It's not. But you already said what my number 1 is.
Us.
No. But all right, that's a good one. I was gonna say at least we both had. We're kind of like,
instead of us just agreeing back and forth. Yeah, that's sick. Me too.
No. I was gonna say like we have a broad range of trios here, like not just from TV. I'm glad that we both have like 2 certain music groups and everything like that. So yeah,
it was hard because a lot of things like there's 3 people, but there's like a 2 prominent, and you're like, is this a trio? It's kind of a trio. I don't know. Yeah.
Right. Because the way I was thinking about it, it's like if it's 3 of them that work very well together and it increases their character development, it just makes them more, pop out more when they're together, I would consider that a trio.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely would. So speaking of, number 2 I got is the Wolfpack.
Oh.
Stu, Alan, and Phil. Listen, we could say whatever we want about the Hangover movies, which in my opinion, the only good one was the first one. The second one was a carbon copy of the first, and the third one, they didn't even have a hangover. It was still the repercussions of the first 2 hangovers they had. Only the first one is good, but I will say those 3 together, magic happens when those 3 are together. Ed Helms, I think he's a great actor. Even though he annoyed me sometimes from The Office, he served his part.
Job on The Office.
He served his part. Exactly. Then you got Zach Galifianakis, the one that stands out the most out of those 3.
Sent off his career. That's like the first thing I saw with him.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that definitely sent off his career. Then he started doing other movies that some of them were hit and miss. One that I really like with him is Due Date with Robert Downey Jr.
What was that? I've seen it. I know it.
Robert Downey Jr., his wife is expecting. So he goes on the plane, meets Zach Galifianakis. Because of Zach, they got kicked off the plane for like some assumed terrorist threat or whatever. They end up sticking together, go on a road trip, whatever. They're like racing to get to the baby in time.
Okay, yeah. Now I don't have it all, but I remember it. I've seen it.
Yeah, but anyway, Zach Galifianakis, The Hangover started his career for sure. And then you have Bradley Cooper, who I didn't think was great in the Hangover movies, to be honest with you. He was just like the cool guy.
He didn't have to do anything other than be the cool, level-headed-ish guy who was just like, what the fuck?
Right, level-headed, and he was the one who was like, all right, this is our plan, let's go do this. Like, he would be the one to give the green light sort of deal. He was like the leader of the pack in a sense.
But he was the least interesting.
He was the least interesting, exactly.
He's the biggest actor.
Biggest actor nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Bradley Cooper now. Yeah. He's fantastic. I love that movie he did with Lady Gaga.
That was good.
And he voices Rocket Raccoon, so you gotta love that. A lot of people don't know that because it doesn't really sound like him.
It doesn't sound like him until you think it's him, and then you're like, okay, I hear it.
Yeah. Well, me being the movie nerd that I am, I knew that right away, so I was able to tell right away. But a lot of my family didn't know. A couple of my friends didn't know it was him. So yeah. But
Groot is Vin Diesel.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now that, if I didn't know that, I would have never guessed.
No idea.
I would have never guessed that.
It'd be impossible.
Impossible, yeah, right. And think about it. He's getting paid, what, millions probably for just saying three words?
He did it and learned to say it in all the other languages, though, too.
He better have done something else by that. Yeah, right. He better put some work into it.
Saw it in the other languages and still did it in the other languages as him.
Yeah. But yes, the Wolfpack, they're great. I think
that was. Were we in middle school? Was I in middle school? That was middle school.
We were in middle school
right before high school.
The first one came out when we were in middle school. I'm most definitely sure. And then the second and third came out while we were in high school. I don't think any of them hit theaters when we were in college. No. Which makes me think, wow, that's a long time ago. I would actually like to see them come back again for another one, just for the hell of it. But they have to have a really good story to it, otherwise don't do it. But yeah, that's a group, like I was saying before, that when they are together, they shine together, So that's my number 2. Also, I love the name The Wolfpack.
Of course.
When me and my friends did watch that in middle school, we would call ourselves the Wolfpack.
It was that and Anchorman quotes from those 2 movies. That was
oh yeah.
That's what being funny was you just conveniently quoted the movie.
And Step Brothers and Step Brothers too. Big quotable movie. Yeah. 100%. That I remember back in high school. Someone said a lame joke, right? And it's a big crowd of us. We're all getting online to go back to class. We're in the computer room or whatever. And my one boy, I'm gonna shout him out, Matty Papa. I know you watch this pod sometimes. He's like, dude, that was so funny. I fell off my pet dinosaur. And it's from the movie Step Brothers. But everyone started cracking the fuck up. I'll remember that to this day. I don't remember a lot from high school, but I will remember that moment 100%. So yeah, that's my number 2 right there. The Wolfpack from the Hangover series. We can move on to your number 2.
I'd say this is the most wild card and also a stupid one.
Okay.
But they made me laugh hysterically out of the stupidity. The situation, Pauly D and Vinny on the first season of Jersey Shore.
Oh.
Everyone's like, why? It's so stupid. I'm like, that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah. I mean, those 3 are great.
And then you realize people that do that all the time, which makes it even funnier.
I'm surprised you put the situation in with that mix of them.
It's weird that I remember this to this day, but the first season, what's his name? The Jack guy, Ronnie.
Yeah,
he was the point of the show was his relationship drama.
Yes.
And then those 3 just went out and just tried to fuck.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And it was just stupid hilarity, and it's right by where we both live, so we know people. We would know the Loki. It's funnier when you watch it again.
Yeah.
It is just so ridiculously stupid.
Because I know that Pauly and Vinny are the best. They're like the best of friends. You know what I mean?
Well, the situation went to fucking jail for that.
Yeah, right. But the situation also wasn't he was the one always causing problems back in the day, with that group of people. Pauly was just there to have a good time. Vinny was riding that same wave too. You know what I mean? That's a good duo right there for sure.
That's true. But it was the 3 single guys just being like, wow, that relationship drama is ridiculous.
Yes, I understand. Let's go get hammered with that. Yeah, absolutely. They were doing the Jersey Shore right in a sense, And it's funny too. Ronnie, one of the first things he said in that show was don't fall in love at the Jersey Shore, and that's exactly what happened. Apparently, he just got engaged or something like that. Have you been watching the Family Vacation series?
It was on cable once or twice, and I watched it. I was like, oh, this is still just as stupid, but they're trying to be adults now, and I miss the rambunctiousness.
Right. I mean, I watched... I didn't even watch the full first season. But I tried
what's
watching
her name
some
who
of
left
it.
the first season?
Oh, Angelina.
She's the same job as me.
No way.
Yep. I don't know if she still does it, but yeah.
I highly doubt if she...
No, she was still working when she did that season where she came back for the Family Vacation. She was
Really?
Yep.
Where does she live? Staten Island?
Did. I mean, she's probably a fucking millionaire, so probably not anymore.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
I
found that out one day, and I was like, no way.
That is really interesting. Have you ever... never, like, seen it,
I
right?
don't work in Staten Island.
That's right. I keep forgetting.
I don't want to. Like, I don't want to run into people I know. It's like, oh, you're having a heart attack.
Right.
Like, this is weird, or I'm not going to do this now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah, dude. That's right. I'm just remembering now. You've been on the pod twice.
Yes, I was in the background with Lupo, mostly just going, yeah.
No, well, that was the one that I was referring to before, but then we also did the Skype call one.
Oh, crap, I forgot.
During the right in the beginning of the pandemic. I'm just remembering that. Because I'm thinking about your work and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
I forgot that, too.
Yeah.
That entire section of the pandemic go off is a blur to me.
I was having a great time during that part of the pandemic.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Are we moving on to number ones now?
Sure. I mean, unless we want to make more Jersey Shore jokes.
All right.
The Cavs are here.
As far as Jersey Shore, T-shirt time was fantastic. I just rewatched the clip on TikTok when the Situation put pickles underneath Snooki's bed to make it smell like pickles everywhere. He's like, hey, she loves pickles so much, like, why not make her room smell like pickles the whole time? You know, like something stupid like that. And I remember, like, they didn't show the whole clip on TikTok because it could only be a minute. But I remember that Snooki was pissed at that. Was pissed. And
the duck phone.
The duck phone is a classic. Yeah. The fist pumping. So stupid.
The Cavs are here.
Yeah, Cavs are here.
We used to make that joke all the time.
I know. And then even when they went to Italy, Paulie D would say it in Italian. I forgot how he would say it, though.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch that. But
how would he say it? Cabala qui? Cabala qui? Or some shit like that. It was great. And that the Situation had a hard time in Italy. You didn't watch that season?
I think I did. I mean, it was... Again, it's all kind of the same thing over and over, but it's always funny.
Yeah.
Was that after he almost got in jail?
That was that was before. Yeah, that was way well before. But he was going through a hard time with like himself and everything like that. He was causing more fights than usual with the crew and everything like that.
Okay, I think I remember. They had the big pool.
I don't know about that, but have you ever seen the pictures with him with the neck
brace?
brace on? That's where it's from. I think he like headbutted the wall because he was so angry or something like that, and that happened. Some of them were a mess. Weren't we all? Wouldn't we all be if we were like, go on vacation, work in a T-shirt store, and get hammered and do ridiculous shit for thousands and thousands of dollars? Exactly. And money makes you do crazy things too.
So easily.
Yeah, 100%. And I give kudos to each and every single one of them because they all seem to have all shaped up, and you know they're doing good for themselves now. Yeah. They're doing really good for themselves. I really like the Situation now. I don't even like calling him the Situation anymore. I just like calling him Mike. I see Mike sometimes. I go to the same barbershop as him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see him sometimes. Never said hi to him because I don't want to. It's weird with me. Like, I know there's no problem with just saying, hey, Mike, what's going on? You know? But, like, another part of me is like,
don't bother
everyone.
him.
Yeah, like, everyone, like, probably does that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, I do see him sometimes at the barbershop I go to.
It's weird when you see famous people. You
don't
want to bother them.
I feel special that I go to the same barbershop as someone famous.
I used to work at the gym that Redman went to.
That who?
Redman.
Redman? Who's that?
That's an older rapper.
I have no idea.
He would smoke a blunt every time before he came in.
Like him already.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And he'd be like, "What's up?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I know." I would like type in his name. I was like, "I got you." I don't fucking know who you are. Like, mad funny.
That's awesome. All right. You have any other Jersey Shore moments?
Nah, that come to mind.
Okay.
On the same note, I did find on like YouTube or something, there's a like I don't know if it's British or English version of it.
Yeah.
That is so ridiculous. It's like their version of the Jersey Shore. It's called like the Geordie Shore.
Oh, that's on MTV.
It's on MTV now?
Yes.
It is so weird and so funny. I lost it.
It's some like Florida shit, right?
No. That's in America. They're in like Newcastle.
Oh no, then I haven't heard of this one. It's just good.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, it's like this. They have like the smallest shirts, and like their V-necks are like down to like.
Oh my
here.
God, no.
They call girls birds.
What?
They say like getting fucked up is getting mortal. It is so weird hearing and it's just like it's like the same kind of antics.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to watch.
Different lingo and everything like that.
Yeah, all the lingo. It's like there's everyone's still like a douche.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
it's watch that tonight. It's
so where is that on? Where did you watch it?
It was like a clips of it from on YouTube. It was the Geordie Shore.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Gordie, I think it's.
I'm about to get mortal tonight.
Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. It's like, we're gonna get some birds. Like,
we're gonna get some birds.
We're gonna pull some birds tonight. Like, I'm like, what am I watching? This is great.
That's great. I'll definitely check that out. Before I get to my number one, I got some worth mentioning ones that I got. I didn't add them to my honorable mentions because I didn't either watch the show or movie or read the books of them, and I just know them as a stable group, so I thought it would be worth mentioning. The Workaholics. I really thought Workaholics was going to be on your list because I remember because you had the poster in your room forever. Is it in your room now?
No, that got torn. It got destroyed, moving a bunch of times. Yeah.
Oh, damn. I really thought that was going to be on your list. I'm not going to lie.
I had to go wild card on you.
All right.
Except for my number one, you'll see coming a mile away. But whatever.
All right, but I'll when I say my number one after I'm done talking about that, I'll try to guess it and see if I get it. The other one worth mentioning is Harry Potter, Ron and Hermione. See, I didn't watch. You didn't
watch any of the Harry Potters?
I watched the very last one in theaters.
You didn't watch them like in passing as we grew up?
Never. I had no interest. No interest whatsoever. It was something. It's weird with me. Like perfect example is Stranger Things. That show was so hyped when it first came out, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna watch this.
First was really good, and then I kind of like, it's still good, but
when I watched it 2 years ago, I binged 1 through 3.
Wow.
I thought it was fantastic. All 3 seasons I thought were fantastic.
It was 1, 2, 3. Like I had 1, 2, 3.
I kind of have to would rewatch to even like
put it, yeah.
You know, but I really thought all 3 of them were fantastic. But that's the thing with Harry Potter, I wouldn't even say overhyped. It deserved the hype it got for sure, but it was just too hyped up that I just wasn't about it. I never read the books. Meanwhile, I had most of the books home here. My aunt gave them to me. I just was never into it. But I will say, those 3 together is a staple trio, I would say. You know, they're always together.
Long-lasting series of movies.
I would agree.
I can remember.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Star Wars, yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
Did you watch all the Harry Potter movies?
I've definitely seen all of them.
Yeah.
But
not a big fan?
Like, they were good. There's just never something I was, like, super about.
Right.
But they were all good.
You're not geeking about it like Marvel or anything like that. Right, exactly. Okay. Yeah, so I just thought I'd bring those 2 up. Workaholics I never really watched before.
She binged all of it.
Did you like it?
What?
Workaholics?
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did?
I love that.
Okay.
Every time he went to go turn it off, I yelled at him. Shows.
You want to know
Catherine Zeta-Jones. She dips beneath lasers.
You want to know what movie I watched with those 3 in it?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
Game Over, man. I thought that was so bad, dude. I thought it was awful. And that, like, for me, I know they're great together, but that tarnished like all right, these three together, they weren't that great. Does that mean Workaholics actually wasn't that? You know what I mean? Like it kind of tarnished it for me.
Skit ridiculous show than a full blown movie with like a plot.
Yes, exactly. I thought that movie was so bad. That was a Netflix film that did not do good. And the thing with Netflix films too, they're very hit and miss. Yeah, they're very hit and the shows are good. The movies are very hit and miss. They're either really good or really bad. But yeah,
I remember when it ended, Blake tweeted, "Thank you, Workaholics. I just bought a jet ski with cash." So that's the end. He said, "Man, let's go buy a jet ski."
There you go. All right, my number one. It is one that you said before. Cartoon Network show, Ed, Edd and Eddy. I did really love that show when I was younger. There was a great game on the Cartoon Network website back in the day called Kick the Can.
I remember that. Oh my God.
And I mean, it had majority of the Cartoon Network characters, but it kind of mostly dealt around that Ed and Eddy, which I loved. Yeah, Son of a Shepherd guy, love him.
I need to look up his name.
Yeah, look up his name.
I'm just gonna look up his name.
He was great. I mean, everyone that saw a piece of plywood on the ground would draw the eyes and the smiley face, and that was Plank. That's a staple character by itself, and he doesn't even say a word. Yeah, people still do that. People our age still do that. Rolf, yes, that's his name. You want to know a character I hated? That girl that was a bitch. The one that would always be overprotective of Jimmy. You know what I'm talking about?
Jimmy was even there. Damn it, Jimmy.
Jimmy's a great character. And you want to know what? I never watched the last thing they came out with, which I'm pretty sure was the Ed, and Eddy movie, where the secretive brother of Ed gets revealed. So, throughout the whole series...
Oh, yeah, he was like my older brother.
Yeah, Ed was always bringing up his older brother. Very, he always looked up to him big time and everything. And apparently, the brother ended up being a real jerk. Like... You know what I mean? Like the total opposite of what Ed was talking about when it came to him, which I thought was interesting. I've still yet to watch that. My brother Jesse watched it and said it was amazing. Great way to close the series. What happened?
I think I remember that.
It's very hard to come by too, because I remember when they were first promoting that on Cartoon Network, I missed the day that it aired, and they never showed it again. And I was so pissed. That's why I never seen it.
It's crazy that you brought up the game. I remember all those Cartoon Network games were amazing. The Samurai Jack one.
Yes, I remember the Samurai Jack one.
And you'd watch the episode and you could get a code to get a weapon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Total Drama. Have you ever watched that?
No.
Total Drama. It was like the parody of Survivor in cartoon form. The second season, you were able to go on Cartoon Network. When it came down to the final two, you were able to vote who, let me move that like that. Who wins, and that was fantastic. There's a great Billy and Mandy game where it's with the arrow pads, and Grimm is doing some spell or whatever, and he puts his hands this way. You got to hit the right arrow. Puts his hands
Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, some Dance Dance Revolution shit. I love that game. Yeah, they had some classics there. But the Ed, and Eddy show was great. I thought the character designs and the animation style was also fantastic.
It was wild.
It was completely wild, very different. They'd have the outline of them.
And they played around with that in episodes too.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they wouldn't even fill in the color of the whole body, shape or whatever. I thought it was so interesting, just cool designs and everything like that. So such a creative show. It was extremely funny. The Jawbreakers, like you said before, I constantly wanted Jawbreakers after watching that show every time. And they weren't as good. They weren't as good as they seem to make it be. But yeah, that's my number one right there for sure. Great memorable moments from that show, and just the nostalgia factor of it too. I think that really heightens it to put it at my number one. Yeah. All right, now let me guess. Superhero related?
Yes.
Batman, Robin, and Batgirl?
Close.
Batman, Robin, and Commissioner Gordon.
Close again.
All right, so tell me if I got one right. Batman.
You got 2 right.
All right, Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Like,
it's hard to think of it as a trio, but, like, that's the thing that he had Alfred and he had Robin, and he was like, oh, family. And that's, like, how the Batman thing expanded all the way. So all the people that he took in, all that. Alfred's a badass in the comics. I think he died. I don't know if he's still dead. I've fallen off. But, like...
In the newer comics?
Yeah, like, at one point he has a shotgun and he's shooting people.
Well, wasn't he, like, a war vet or something in these new comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But he's the I don't know the word, but the dad of Batman, essentially, the whole way. Think about if Batman didn't have either of them. Batman wouldn't be Batman. He'd be a psychopath.
He would be a psychopath, 110%.
Exactly. He was like, they were the 2 people that kind of kept him on an even keel in the very beginning, before there was like 4 billion Robins.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it's like, I'm going to raise a kid. He's going to be better than me. Nightwing is supposed to be better than him. You wanted him,
Yeah.
Alfred always being like, you're losing your shit. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great trio that you don't think of as a trio.
I would have to agree with you, because, like you were saying, they both played a big part in Batman's decision-making and just overall attitude towards things. Well, maybe not attitude towards things, but they put a leash on him, for sure, from overstepping his boundaries and whatnot. I like it. I think that's a good one. It's a really good one.
Alfred's forgotten sometimes. Can't forget Alfred.
You can't forget Alfred. He plays a big role in Bruce's life and Batman's life. He's a big help to it.
And I don't think if anything I could think of, Alfred just always knew that he was Batman. It was never just like, oh, by the way, I'm Batman.
Well, right.
But Alfred, he was like, this is what's going on, Alfred. I'm just gonna become Batman. But Alfred's like, that's cool.
I don't know if it's like this in the comics, but I know in the show Gotham, which I didn't like that show that much. Alfred was somewhat training Bruce.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of with the program and whatnot. I don't know if it's like that in the comics though.
I don't think it would have to be old that they went into the origin of it. That would be the old stuff. And I think it's just Batman trained, and now he's Batman, and the Butler just knows.
Oh, okay. So, is this New 52 still? What is this now going on?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I fell off so much.
What's going on with, this bat metal stuff that I'm hearing
Oh, that's
about?
over, but that shit was wild.
Isn't this apparently this bat metal guy is, stronger than Superman or something like that?
Maybe you think about how there was a bunch of different versions of Batman. That one?
I don't know. Someone on the podcast told me that this bat metal guy was stronger than Superman, and we were both like, get the fuck out of here.
There was a whole run there was a billion crossovers for it, but it was essentially a evil Batman that I forget recruited a Batman from different universes that kind of fell into the roles of the Justice League in different ways, in fucked up ways. Like, there was a Joker one, I forget how it went, and he was it was Bruce, but he was the Joker. And there was a Wonder Woman one where he kills Ares and becomes the God of War.
Oh shit!
I think there was a Cyborg one. There's a Flash one where he was already Batman and he literally steals the Speed Force from the Flash. There was a Superman. I forget what the Superman one was, but yeah, and the evil Batman recruits all of them and they all fight it's like dimensions and stuff.
That's bat metal.
I think it involved the word metal, if that's what you're thinking of.
All right. I'd have to. Excuse me.
There's a million crossovers between different comics, different Batman family ones, the different members of the Justice League ones. There's crossovers all over the place. To get it all would be next to impossible.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking of that, then yeah,
I need to check it out because I want that to become an animated movie.
If that's the one you're thinking of, then that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There was one that I read part of where Gotham's kind of almost apocalyptic after something, and Batman's riding a fucking motorcycle and has a crossbow.
Oh, really?
And I forget what it was, but it looked so cool, and I never got to read it.
I gotta check that out as well. I like all the post-apocalyptic stuff that goes on with DC.
I don't remember what it was, but it was he's riding around just making do with things, so it seemed cool.
You want to know what I still got to check out? The Batman anime,
the ninja one.
Yeah,
I never watched that.
I thought you did watch that. No,
I never got around to it.
It looks interesting. It's a cool. I don't know if I love how the animation style is that much, but it looks pretty cool. I think
it seems like it's a ninja movie where they put the Batman things into it.
Yeah.
Not it's a Batman who happened to be like, you know what I mean? It's more ninja forward than Batman.
Yeah, and not even ninja. What's the other word for those guys that are in like
Samurai?
that armor? Yeah, I guess samurai's more. Yeah, more that than ninjas for sure. But dude, just so many renditions of Batman just out there. You know, it's crazy. Like, when does it stop? Like, I hope it doesn't stop because there's great stories and whatnot to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many it's like hard to keep up with. Yeah. But,
that's my number one.
All right, I like it.
OG Bat Family.
I do like it. I probably should have added that as an honorable mentions. I am going to stick with that top 5, even after hearing some of your really good ones too. But yeah, I think that'll do it for a top 5 right there.
Can I throw in a mention for you guys?
Yeah.
Your poster made me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, Brock, and Misty.
That is a great one.
That's why I pointed in the poster before.
That is a great one.
That mic's
good.
not on, right?
Huh?
That mic that's pointing at her isn't on, right?
No, it's not.
She said Ash, Brock, and Misty.
Yes, yeah. That is a very good one. Didn't think about that. I'm looking at the Sonic poster now, too, and I'm thinking Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. That's a great one as well. I don't know. Is there anything else I could come up with here? I mean, I guess you could say Cap, Iron Man, and Thor, MCU version of them.
They're the big 3.
The big 3, right.
Same thing with Batman, Superman, and I guess interchangeably Aquaman. I guess Aquaman takes that spot.
Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
I forgot.
Yeah, hell yeah. That would be that. I'm looking at the pop figures now. Maybe like Deadpool, Colossus, and Negasonic, Warhead. And yeah. Oh, and then maybe Rick, Morty, and Summer.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting that in.
Yeah.
But I feel like you might have, so I was like, I gotta go.
No, I didn't. I should have added that as an honorable mention one as well.
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
That is what we're doing right now. You're not a My Hero Academia fan, are you?
No.
So there's Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. They're like the big 3. What?
Finish your thought, and then I'll.
No, that was my thought.
Demon Slayer. I can't even think of their names.
That's a show I've still yet to watch, man.
It's good.
I know. Only one season,
I suck
right?
at anime because I can watch dubs because my attention span isn't able to read, and I miss everything.
Oh, I'm all about the dubs too. Yeah.
Screw everything else I told you to watch. Watch that tonight. It's on Netflix.
One season.
Yeah, it's one season on Netflix.
Okay, but there's 2 seasons out.
I think the second season's. I don't know. It's not dubbed yet. So
I know they made a movie.
They made a movie. I watched the movie the other day.
The Train, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Snowpiercer?
No, it wasn't Snowpiercer.
Okay.
Everything is Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Captain America was in the first Snowpiercer movie.
Yes, he was.
And it has nothing.
It
is completely different than that.
It is, really?
There's the similarities, but it's...
Nothing compared to the movie?
It's nothing like... It's like it, obviously, because it's the same. I think it's based on something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a book.
No, I think it is a book.
It
started off as a book.
I think the show probably follows the book more because that was all in one movie, and I don't know. But
yeah. Well, what do you like better, the show or the movie?
The show.
Yeah?
The movie was good. The movie was definitely good, but the show, obviously, there's way more to flesh out.
Of course.
And, yeah. So you're always gonna like the show. If the show's good versus the movie, you're gonna like the show more because there's more of it.
Yeah, right. Is it the same thing where like it's
the poor people are in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what about like it's always snowing and shit like that? Okay, all right, cool.
The premise is the
premise
same, but
is the
they
same.
get into why there's poor people in the back on the train. What all they get into all the questions you would kind of have about it.
Right. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out for sure. All right, I think you could you think of any other trio? No.
She says Mickey, Goofy, and Donald.
That is one right there.
You're welcome.
That's definitely one right there. The 3 blind mice from Shrek.
Well, not from Shrek, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about that rendition of them for sure.
Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona.
That is a good one too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, damn, there's a lot of good ones out there. because it's hard sometimes. Like I wanted to like look up trios, but I didn't. I wanted to like hold off on doing that. I wanted to see if I could like remember or think of some, you know.
I totally looked up something. I was like,
I think the only one I looked up was Lonely Island. And
I didn't, in my head, that didn't register as a trio, but
yeah. That's the only one I had to find on the internet. But otherwise, I you know, all from nostalgia feels and everything like that, I picked my list out from. But all right, I think that'll do it for this episode. Will, thank you for joining me today. Appreciate
Thank you for having me, Franklin.
And we are going to do, this is just in too, we are going to do, the next episode we have you on, we're going to do a taste testing with hot sauces. So we will do that in the near future. His idea, we'll give it to him there. Thanks for coming on. If you like this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And also follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank. We're on Facebook and Twitter as well at FrankVideos _videos. And we're on TikTok too if you want to check us out there. We're everywhere now. We're freaking everywhere.
Frank Nation.
Frank Nation, exactly. All right, with that being said, have a good night and peace out. This one is That Cherry Lime Good Imperial Shandy.
That sounds damn good.
But all right, let's try this one out.
All right.
Excited for you guys to try this one.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like soury almost.
I love this. It tastes very good. This is probably going to be my highest rated so far. I'm going to give it an 8.7. How this isn't in store, you only get this at the brewery, which is actually pretty cool because I like how there are the exclusives. Like, hey, you made it all the way here. Like, check this
Here's
out.
a reward.
7.8. I think the flavor's great. I mean, cherry and lime is, I think it's a very popular flavor.
Super refreshing.
I certainly like it a lot.
It's a classic.
I'm gonna go with 8.3.
Nice.
And this one is definitely like that one where I was saying when it really tastes like what they're branding it to be as.
I'm gonna say 8.8.
Ooh, all right.
That's a good one.
It's probably gonna be my highest rating today.